Hey everybody, I'm sorry, such a weird setup, but I did this really quick last minute. I am home celebrating. I have some days off for my birthday, but today I want to go over a piece of furniture with you guys. Some things I'm going to be using is, it's called Serenity Blue Rust-Oleum chalk paint. Of course, Stella's chalk paint. I will be using molding material and the molds. This is probably the main one I'm going to use. I will be using the leaf off of this one. And you get it at Redesigned by Prima. Hi, Tammy. And here's the molding material that you're going to use, just like clay. You're going to put the molds on with this. And I found that that works really well. I have already cleaned this and prepped it by painting it with Slick Stick because this piece was, it's the press board, but the surface is very, very slick, slippery, and shiny, so I use this on those kind of pieces. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I want to make sure I just have this in the main picture. You don't have to see me. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to go back here for a second and paint the drawer, so bear with me. I'm just going to do one color since I'm putting molds on there. The Slick Stick, sometimes if you don't let it dry all the way, which it has set up, but may have to go back, and I hope you can still hear me. I'm still here. I am here. So I'm just gonna paint, get the first coat on. It's really pretty light blue. I'm going to put a transfer on the top too, so you guys will get to see that quick. So you'll be able to see the chalk painting, the distressing, the mold application, and the transfer application. I'm actually going to try a black wax on this and see what happens. Since it's such a light color, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll find out, I guess. We always, I wish I had another light so you could see it coming from this way. If it's too dark, let me know. I'm just getting the main color on, or the base coat on, I should say. Yeah, I'll probably have to come back over this for a second coat, so it may get boring. And I'm sorry if my head is in the way. I'm here, just painting. So tell me, has the coronavirus scare affected you and your jobs or anything? I just got word that they are closing the Elgin School that is about 20 minutes away from here for 2 weeks. So it's starting in our area. I know us out at work, my main job, we have put up signs, we can't have visitors, you know, no unauthorized personnel out there. The truck drivers have to stay in a certain area. You know, which makes sense. Like I said, I'm just getting this base coat on. The last thing I will do is distress. Before sealing, of course. I almost chose a darker blue, but the transfer, I'll show you the picture, or I'll show you the transfer here in a second. Kind of has pastel pink in it, so I figured this pastel blue would be cute, and plus the springy kind of Easter colored table would be kind of neat. So I'm going to try and get all of it done, but I don't think I'll be able to get it all done with this session. I'm really going to try hard to get most of it done, so at least you guys can see the process of certain things like the molds and the transfer and stuff like that. The easiest way to paint rungs, you notice I'll show you when I get up around to the front. You can kind of see it, I guess. If you're watching, maybe you can see it. Kind of, sort of. It's just a quick back and forth motion. You kind of just fluttering it on. It's the easiest because they're so detailed. You know, this, I don't know, I've found that this is the easiest way to do it. I'm just doing up and down. I was in the basement painting another portrait, and I ran downtown and did some errands and checked out a new shop we have opened up, and so I don't even know if I've even woken up yet, because I don't look. I didn't really dress up much. I didn't really put makeup on. I didn't really fix my hair. Okay. So you can see that motion that I use. Once I get my heater in my garage, like today wouldn't be bad out there if I ran my small heater, but it'd just be easier if I have my large heater in there. Then all I have to do is turn it on instead of moving things around to get everything into position. So But do you see that? I'm just fluttering it back and forth, and I go up, I kind of come back down, another side. And no, I'm not, I mean, it's not actually filling in completely. It's okay. Because you kind of want some of it to show through, and besides, you're going to probably do, I'm going to probably do another little high coat again, because it's really soaking into the slick stick and the wood, or the surface anyway. So this is a very, very pale blue, baby blue, pastel blue. Always don't forget to do the sides of your shelving if you have shelving. Sometimes I forget, and then I'm all done, and I go to seal the piece, and I notice one spot is not done, and it just irks me. I gotta go open up the paint again and do it. And yeah, I go back and forth just to kind of, it helps with the coverage and the brush marks. Got excited and forgot. Let me show you the transfer. It's really pretty. See the pastel pinks in there? It's gonna be kind of neat. I almost wonder when I put this black wax on, is it going to make it turn a green. Lots of times when I use a brown wax on a light blue, that it actually looks like a mint, or a darker, deeper, richer green more than anything. I was pretty excited to get it in the mail today, so here's the black wax. It's by Dixie Belle, and they make all kinds, of course. I am not a stockist for Dixie Belle or an affiliate for Dixie Belle. Would love to, but not at this time. I am not. So I'm very picky about going around the edges and I want to make sure it's a nice transition. Sometimes the paint can dry out on you, and it'll leave like white streaky marks. And when you brush over it several times, so I really take time to feather the top and the edges so they get I don't know, what do I say, saturated but yet not overly worked. Go the other side. And if you stand on it in a different direction and look at the surface, you can tell spots that have you missed. If you can't see it, especially when you're sealing a piece and you don't know where you've stopped or started, you can just kind of eyeball it, like put your eye down here and you can see the surface a lot better. So, all right, we're done with one coat. I'm going to quickly go over it with another coat, and it doesn't take that long since we have the one coat on. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly do it since most of it is already dry enough to paint again. Normally you would let it set for a couple hours, but I'm just going to go. And especially just some spots that I might see that really didn't, that I can see that white coming through on. Some spots that I didn't really blend in very good, or it's a really cute piece. Little, I don't know, telephone entry table. Figured that welcome would be really cute on there. Could set a little chair beside it. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get a lamp in here. Because the time of day is changing and I cannot see. Actually, I'll get it lit up a little bit more. Please bear with me. Now I have to find an extension cord. Hang on, I'm still here. And if you catch the replay, you can fast forward it till I come back. But, sorry. I had to, this is gonna be a lot better. We'll be able to see it. You guys will be able to see it a lot better too. So, if I don't fall. There. Is that better? Yes. Now I'm going to be blinded, but it's okay. Hopefully you guys, Tammy, if you can see, okay, please let me know. Hopefully everything is going okay. I don't know if you can see, like right in here, it's kind of streaky. So that's why I just come back with a second coat. Now, if a piece isn't like this one was, and it was very shiny, I would just put the chalk paint right on it. And it would probably cover better. But with this slick stick underneath, and where I didn't let it set up overnight, the paint is really absorbing into it. So but it's okay. It's not a big deal. It gives it another effect. Just hitting some places kind of where it would be more seen. The second coat goes very quickly. It's just kind of, you buffer in to cover up those streaks. Like I said, if you use the slick stick, otherwise it covers good. All chalk paints cover very well. And most of the time you don't even need a second coat. It's just the coverage on all of them are really good. It's just getting over, if you can imagine, I'm painting over white, so it shows through just a little bit. Not much more to go. It covered really well, actually. For the most part, the first coat did. I'll go to this side. I want to make sure this is really dry here, because that's where we're going to put on the molds. I think I don't know if you guys saw that one little table that I did the molds to. I don't think I go that many. I think I might just do one big one and then a couple small ones down the front, I think, and be done with it. Good, I'm glad. Thank you, Tammy. This is all a test. I'm still learning everything. Still having some problems on the website, but we are hopefully going to work through that, get through it. Okay. I'm going to go here. I almost wonder, I may have to let it set up overnight before I do the wax, because I don't want anything to rub off. It should dry fairly fast, but I just don't want anything peeling back off. There's a couple spots up here. over and looking, doing a once over before I move on. That is still tacky. I might have to get my, still get my hair dryer. So I have to unplug the light for a second, so hang on. I'm just going to blow dry the surfaces that I'm going to continue to work on today. So I might put a stamp on the bottom. Okay. Put my finger right in it. That was smart. Down here on the bottom shelf. See, everything's fixable. Feeling better. Looking good, looking much better. I think I'll let that set because we have to hand paint those molds anyway once we get them on. So that'll give that top some time to dry before we put that transfer on. So I'm actually going to keep my brush out. It's got some paint on it, and put it in a baggie in case I see somewhere that I missed and I have to do a touch-up. But you'll see these molds are so easy and so fun to do. So like I said, they come in this kind of a shape. And I'm actually going to break this in half. And I'm going to roll it kind of in a ball. I'm going to knead it, get it warmed up. And then I just push it down into this mold. I'm going to use the smallest one. And I'm going to use this one too. So that's all I'm doing. I'm pushing it into the mold. You want to make sure you get it in there because there's all those little nooks and crannies of the rose. And then it just pops out. Kind of just work it out like this. And there it is. See it? And then you clean the edges off because there's, you know, there's that stuff on the edges, but you can kind of pull that off a little bit. Or you can use a knife. So I'm going to put this one on right away. I don't even let it dry. Because actually, you can put the molds around the corners if you ever want to. You can just fold it right over a corner if you ever want. Ow. All right, this isn't coming off. There we go. And that's Gorilla Glue. I have E6000 too. But I think I used this on that first table and it worked just fine, so. I'm just making sure I got the whole surface covered. You can see that? I don't know. There. Gonna press it on. Just like that. Now I'm gonna add some more little ones down here, but I'm gonna actually lay this down. Just so it doesn't start sliding down. It shouldn't, but hopefully you guys can still see this. Now I'm gonna do, I think I'll do 2 little ones. Remember, always kind of knead it a little bit to kind of warm it up. You just kind of work it out of the mold. Sometimes you need a third hand, but not that one. That's really cute. It should set up pretty fairly easy, I'm thinking. I'm just gonna put them down as they go down. Don't press too hard because you want that detail to stand out of the texture of the rose. I think I'm just gonna add one more little one. Oh, I forgot the leaf up above. Imagine that. Oh, I wonder if I can move you then. Okay, I just did. So now I better make sure that leaf comes down on there. Or I can cluster, I might be able to cluster it together. This is a different mold from a different company, but it acts the same way. Same exact way. There's the leaf. Good texture on him. I might just put him right across that spot that I messed up on. Nobody will ever know the difference except for you guys. Right? Yeah. Done. Fixed. See? No big worries. The opposite way on that one. Can you see it? Let's see if I can lift it back up. See? And we'll paint them. You get all kinds of molds. Just if you want, you can find your companies by Redesigned by Prima does them. There's several more. But I usually go on Amazon and do a search. Just do furniture molds. And then once you find a company, you can always go into their website or their Facebook page or something and find it. I think I'll do the other side while that sits up a little bit. And then we can come back and paint that. Once we get this side done. Okay. Kind of want to keep your leftover scraps of your mold tucked into a plastic bag so it doesn't dry out. I'm just kneading it. You see how you can kind of see the dark. I like to leave that because that gives it interest, especially after you sand it and distress it. Which reminds me, I should have distressed this area before I did the molds. So this is a quick, easy fix. What you can do is, I'm gonna fix that. You can wet distress it. Just take a baby wipe and just rub on those corners, and they're gonna soften up and they're gonna start showing distress. And you can do the whole thing wet distressing, it just takes longer. I will probably use the sander to do the rest of it, just because it goes faster. I'll show you over here on this side, where I'm able to kind of go a little bit harder. Sorry for my back, I'll show you in a second. Sorry, I'm like totally blocking you, ain't I? Okay, now you can see, lift it. See on that corner? See? Gives it a wet distress look, so you're good. These are gonna stick down. I'm just kind of, because I don't want like an edge to pop up, so I'm kind of going around the outsides of the mold. It stinks, so make sure you're in a ventilated area, which I should have a fan running because it does smell right now. So don't do as I do, do as I say. I have to get the leaf, don't forget the leaf. Now this clay goes a long, long ways, a very long ways, so don't think you're gonna have to go run out and buy a whole bunch just to keep on hand. I'm thinking, I believe I ordered it online. The clay is by Prima Redesign as well, or redesigned by Prima. Along with the molds. It's molding material by Redesigned by Prima. And you can get, like I said, you can get all kinds of molds. You can get, you can take just a regular piece of furniture and put all these mold decorations on it, and it's gonna look like an antique because you can add all kinds of designs and everything. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Now for my little two. Actually, those two little discs I showed you, they almost look like, you know, you cut it off, it looks like a cookie, you know, like cookie dough. I still have some left from that. And I made all those molds just out of those two little discs of clay. So, truly goes a long ways. Okay, everybody is on. Those are getting solid over on there. So, put my clay away. And I keep it in a tight Ziploc baggie with pieces that I'm not using for the next time anyway. And it goes back in the bucket. It comes in a bucket, so you can seal that down too. So, but look at all these molds. You can get all kinds of flowers. So there's all kinds of stuff out there. Okay, let me use this. Clean off my glue. Done with the glue. And I saw a spot on the drawer where I have to touch up on the paint, so I'll probably spray paint the hardware, probably a dark color, because I don't know, I've always loved contrast. Here's some more spots. I've always loved contrast on furniture. I always like to go with the darker hardware if it's a light colored piece like this. So. Well, if that sits up, if they start to slide, we may have to set it back down, but I was going to start painting. Maybe I can go this way. See if it'll reach over there. So hang on, sorry, it's wobbly. Can you see a little closer? I don't know. Does that help? I'm just gonna do two colors. A light green for the leaves and a pink, a very pale pink for the flowers, because I'm gonna black wax over it, so it's gonna give it an antique color anyway. So. And if you get it on the blue, you can go back and touch it up. You can wait for these to dry and then paint. It's not a big thing either way. But make sure you get down in the crevices. I will probably come back tomorrow and show you guys the finishing up of this because I know I'm not going to be able to put the black wax on today because these do need to set up a little more before I even, because I have to rub that wax into these pieces, these little molds, and I don't want them to crack or come apart or start coming off of it. I'm sorry, my hand has been totally in the way. I'm sorry. And that way, if you want to come back and add a little bit to the center of the rose, you can. But we'll get them painted and they're secured. And then I can show you the transfer. And brush sometimes falls apart. Okay though. It's alright. This green is just a shade different than the blue that's on there, which is fine. I like to keep it all the pastels. I'm just kind of dabbing it instead of brushing it because I don't want to lose that texture because it's still soft. It's still very soft. And if you get it on the furniture, it's fine. You can always touch up the blue later. You always have to go back and do touch-ups. So it's like, it's not like, they make it look so easy on TV. Trust me, they're going back after, behind the scenes and after the camera is shut off and fixing things. I can guarantee it. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on those for right now. Those in the water. Let's see how sturdy that is. And see if I can set them up. I think I can. I think I can. I think it will be fine. I know this side is fine. All right. So now I'm going to put the camera down. I'll put the piece down on the ground. And I'll show you how to add the transfer. The top is completely dry, so thanks. Does that mess it up, or can you still see? Can you still see okay? Let me know. Well, actually, now I gotta turn it this way because I'm dumb and I have to have it turned my way. Sorry, it's wobbly, I know. All right, so this is the thing and it's gonna go right on there. Is that cute or what? Very cute. Now I gotta find there's a tool that comes with it. So hang on. Of course I gotta go find that. I must have took it out of the tube. Okay, I found it. Okay, so we are this way. You are making me dizzy. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get the best view for you. So all you do is just peel it off. There was a spot that didn't come off, but that's fine. We'll go back and figure out where it went, where it's supposed to go. So you just do your best and eyeball. What I do is I try and use the edges as a guideline. I smear it on. Oh, that's what missed, is the part of the E. That's fine. We can add that later. It's not a big thing. Okay, get it mostly on there. And you rub and you rub. If you want to make sure it's starting, you pull it up and you can tell if it has not released it. There, now it's starting. Can you see that? Yep. Flowers look really pretty against that blue. I think we matched it pretty much on the molds. Really close anyways. go very slow because if a part did not transfer, you don't want to tear it or it won't lay back down where it's, you know, right in the spot. I did a very large dresser with one of these, and it covered the whole dresser front, and it took me an hour and a half to rub that transfer on there. I just tell you that I was very sore the next day. There we go. That's cute. I like that on that light blue. I really like it on that light blue. So now I will take a just kind of a soft rag, dry, and kind of just rub over it and make sure everything's smoothed down. Now I'll come back and fix that E. Let me grab the scissors. Maybe. Try not make you dizzy again. Should have came off the other direction, so just a minute. I get to come back over. There. I think that was the right side. Find out. Nope, that was not the right side. Oh, so now I'm going to try and flip it with my fingers without totally ruining this thing. Well, it didn't work. So I'm going to, I might be able to hand paint that in with some brown. Hopefully I can match the color. It's not a big deal. I can fix it. So I don't know, I'll come up with something. So I'm going to set it back up and you can see it. And with the drawer. there it is. With the top all done. And looks like I'm gonna have to squeeze these flowers in. I didn't take into account for the drawer. Oh my gosh, it's falling. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna just cut out the notch here and a notch there, and then we're done. So I'm gonna call it good, you guys. For now, I will come back tomorrow, and oh my gosh, I look horrible. Sinus and allergies are just getting the best of me. So I'm gonna, I will distress it and wax it tomorrow, and we shall be done with it. So there's your first furniture makeover. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.